All right, be honest with me. Haven't we all had that fantasy of marrying a celebrity? No? Just me? Really? On this week's All Movie Comparison, we pit the latest star meets down-to-earth shy guy against his all-time rom-com classic. Is of course, Marry Me versus Notting Hill. Roll the clips! So, according to these movies, there are many ways to hitch a celebrity. But before we get into it, make sure to like and subscribe if you love movies like I do. And of course, it definitely helps my algorithm to boost my channel. So let's get right into it. While these are vastly different movies, they do share some similarities. A larger-than-life female superstar who didn't know what she truly needed was a humbling man to show a different perspective. Check. A charming, down-to-earth divorcee who unexpectedly gets more than he can handle in an unlikely encounter. Check. An all-star cast with some great supporters who are more than willing to pour some cheese in the third act. Double check. But that's about where all the similarities end. So first on the docket, let's get into the script.
Alright, let's do it again when you top.
Marry me, say yes.
Marry Me is about pop star Kat Valdez, all set to marry another star on stage, until she finds out he's cheating right before it happens. Desperate to try something new, she marries a fan in the crowd carrying a Marry Me sign. Alright, I'll admit, it's actually better than I make it out to be. It's steady, it's joyous, it's got good moments of humor, but it doesn't take too much of a risk in either direction. Notting Hill, on the other hand, is about a bookstore owner who has his life turned upside down when an innocent encounter with an American celebrity blooms into something more. Funny story, I was actually flipping through the W Network a couple days ago, and this movie was actually on. And man, did I forget how good this movie actually was. They don't make rom-coms like they used to anymore. It's a bit more believable, a bit more charming, and when a third act hits, you remember why it's an all-time favorite. That I'm just a girl standing in front of a boy scene, man was that a tearjerker. Which is why this round goes to Notting Hill.
I'm also just a girl. Standing in front of a boy. Asking him to love her.
Next up is direction. You can't set the mood in a rom-com without the right lights and the right action, which I think Marry Me really excels at. The contrast between the modest life of the teacher and the glamour of the rock star life was really pronounced in Marry Me, compared to what Notting Hill had to offer, which is a bit more dull. Now don't get me wrong, Notting Hill did have its quirks and its easy British charm, but you never got to see our bubbling divorcee really get tossed out of his element, quite like Owen Wilson did in Marry Me. Also, the set design and the camera work really accentuate the music and the stardom of Kat Valdez's character.
Why not? Yes. I'll marry you. You.
So if you're Asian and good at math like me, you know it's tied up at 1-1. So let's break it down with the cast. Now, I know these movies are about a nobody dating a somebody, but nobody wants to watch a nobody play a somebody date a nobody playing a nobody. So contrasted to Wedding Crashers, Owen Wilson takes a bit more vulnerable and subtle role in this rom-com, but still knocks one out of the park. And while J-Lo cancels out J-Rob in terms of star power, we can't forget how awesome Hugh Grant was when he dominated the 90s to 2000s, playing the exact same person in every movie. Family Guy even made a skit about him, and rightfully so. I can admit, he's a pretty charming guy.
This is terribly awkward, but I wanted to tell you something, but I seem to be so charmingly befuddled.
That Hugh Grant is so handsome.
Which means this round goes to Notting Hill. So with a score of 2-1, this week's Odd Movie Comparison clearly goes to Notting Hill. Man, did I forget how good that movie was.
Rita Hayworth used to say, men went to bed with a dream and they didn't like it when they woke up with reality. Do you feel that way? No, you don't.
take Kat to be your lawfully wedded wife.
Okay. That was crazy.
Kat Valdez left the guy from the concert, then also married her Uber driver.
It's an insane situation. I say we offer $5,000 and let it all blow over.
Or I could stay married to him.
I started something last night, and if I don't finish it, I'll look crazy.
We gotta get out in front of this.
Hi.
You. Oh.
It's 3 months. I don't even know her.
We both did this. So whether we like it or not, we're in this together. We have to embrace the spontaneity of the moment. I don't want to be the punchline.
What do I do? Just stand and smile.
This is the most unbelievable thing that could ever happen in life.
Right now, 237,000 people are like, he looks like he's in math club.
I am in a math club.
I don't know, hanging with you guys today, I don't know, it made me feel kind of normal.
Come with me to the fall semi-formal.
Are you asking me to the school dance?
Well, I could leave a note in your locker. Call me if you're lonely.
Hello?
I'm lonely.
Are you afraid she'll fall back in love with Bastion and dump you? I'd be afraid of that too.
We don't need to pretend. I don't fit. Is this smart?
I think we left smart 6 weeks ago.
I was on my way to you.
Who do you think you are, man? Some fan?
No, I'm not a fan. Just, well, I mean, I am now.